creatures dwelling in the night. Awkward handshakes to the right, and there are voices that are speaking their mind. So let's shut them up before they ruin the kind. But suddenly I melt away, staring at those eyes, and a cigarette lights. Some say that life is short to fair, but others, well, they don't really care. But the blood of youth that's racing.
Well, I gotta tell you this, soothing music it is. Soothing, soothing, soothing. I gotta tell you that. Well, Basson Laas is a school teacher who recently took the plunge in becoming a full-time musician. The budding singer-songwriter has finally come full circle with the release of his debut single, Tightly Bound, a precursor to his sterling 5-track EP, Good Morning Dreamer. The songs are all based on his personal experiences, and this morning he joins us to share a bit more on his musical journey. Basson, very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah,
good to have
lovely
you.
Lovely to be here.
Lovely stuff, lovely music.
Thanks.
So just take us to your musical journey.
So I recently, well, as in the last year and a half, last year April, I started performing full-time. Started out way back in 2014 when I sang over a mic for the first time, but I've always been playing guitar. I taught myself since being a kid in high school, early high school years. Started writing my first few songs by the end of high school, by 2010. And it's always been a really nice hobby for me, and I really enjoy being able to do this full time now. Sure. It's lovely. So I hope it all goes well.
I mean, clearly, music and live performances is your purpose. Yeah. No doubt about that. So, at what point did you decide to leave teaching?
Well, it was just a matter of, my wife and I got married in April last year as well, so I felt the time was right to try and pursue this endeavor and see where this goes. It was really just I knew, if I don't try this, I'm always gonna feel like I missed out on some opportunities. So this is just me trying to.
So you've basically found your feet and you found your first love, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always been there, and
Let's talk about music and what music means to you.
Well, music is like a soundtrack. Music is like the soundtrack to our lives. I mean, can you imagine a world without music? I mean, there are also sorts of different genres and types of music that people listen to. For me, it's more like the chilled and melancholic type of indie folk music that I love. But it's all about the lyrics as well. I mean, songs and music has meaning, and I think it's there to try and be that soundtrack to your life and try and encourage people and trying to make them feel good and all sorts of things. So it really depends on what it is you're into.
So where do you go to and who do you turn to for inspiration to create more music?
So, in a digital age we live in nowadays, we can stream anything from Spotify or Apple Music, whatever. I mean, it's so easy to come across a new artist or a performer that you really like and not even knowing their names. So I suppose there are some artists that you can single out, like international artists like Hosier, or more local artists like Jeremy Loops, or there are so many. But it's really a preference of lyrics over anything else. The song has to be lyrically meaningful to me, and anything in that sort of general direction inspires me to.
And I'm
try
guessing,
and craft something out of
I'm
my
guessing
pen.
the artists that you've just mentioned are your role models musically.
Absolutely.
Why them? What is it about them?
Well, so Jeremy Loops, I think what inspires me about him specifically now is that he is also like he started out as a one-man band, you know,
Yeah.
with his looping and all those things, but he's a really good songwriter.
Yeah.
And from a from a South African performer doing his international acts like he does is pretty cool. And yeah, I think it's very noble for something like him to come out of our, out of our country and share the music with the world. But yeah.
Now, Basson, as someone who grew up in the farms, how much of farm music and influence can be heard in a song?
Right now, from the EP that I've just released, not necessarily too much, but there are some songs where I'd, it's the songs. Some of the songs reference nature, and I mean the times that I had while playing with my friends in the veld and climbing trees and just be a kid, you know. So I think especially Tightly Bound is sort of that it's a dream. The song is like sort of like this fever dream, but it's also about running and being a fun, sort of song. And so yeah, I think it could be inspiration for that.
All right, Basson, all the best, man.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you so
much.
much for joining us, eh?
Away.
All right, we're certainly hoping to hear more music from you after this break. Well, former high school teacher Basson Laas took the plunge and quit his day job to follow a full-time career in music. He just spoke to us about his debut EP, Good Morning Dreamer.